You don't have to understand anything, Philip. All you've got to realize is you don't have any choice. So sign it. You want to take the tape? Take the tape. You got too stupid to have another one stashed away somewhere? One phone call, and that becomes public.
How'd you get it?
A client of mine passed away. You knew him, too. Official high up in the administration. I found it among his papers. Now sign it.
You know, Johnny, you're a dummy. Always was a dummy. You didn't put this together by yourself. Who you involved? Who? Tell me.
It won't make any difference as far as you're concerned. You want to sign it?
Let me get this straight. All the stock, certificates, options, mortgages, eh? I sign everything over to you.
That's
6
right.
casinos, the 5 hotels, eh?
Everything.
Everything. I resign, you become the chairman of the board,
You
and
take
also
the title chairman of the board.
And you become the chief operating officer? Is that right?
That's right. You also can keep your private plane, provided you fly it as far away from this town as a full tank of fuel will take you. And you go straight to the airport, and you don't talk to anyone. Now, you want to sign it?
John, do you have any idea the trouble this would cause, the havoc? I mean, how would it affect our country, Johnny?
I always counted on your strong patriotism, Philip.
I'm not as patriotic as you think.
You can't, can you? And you won't.
Oh, yes, I can.
Not me.
But I won't. I wouldn't waste a bullet.
Don't forget your hat.
I won't. Enjoy your empire for a minute.
Well, Slick, I caught up with Bunker Boy Keegan. He apologizes for conning the old guy from Arkansas. He said he didn't know he was staying at this hotel, but I talked him into making restitution plus 50%.
Good work, Mr. Tanner.
I should probably warn you that the last member of the staff who sat in Mr. Roth's chair is now a junket booking manager in Hastings, Nebraska.
Well, I'm not just a member of the staff. I'm the new president of Roth Hotels. J.T. Broadmoor is my name. Very happy to meet you. Heard a lot of flattering things about your abilities.
Yeah, that's nice. Where's Roth?
Well, he left about an hour ago, as a matter of fact. On extended vacation.
On a what? Where?
He didn't say.
Wait a second. I saw Slick yesterday. He didn't say anything about you or an extended vacation.
Don't worry, Mr. Tanner. We intend to continue our arrangements with you. Nothing's changed.
Well, in that case, you owe me $300. in cash, laid out in advance. That's not Slick, creeping out the back door. He's Mr. Flamboyant. He can't go to the bathroom without issuing a press release.
If he were making changes that big and handing over control and going on an extended vacation...
You know, the papers, from the Wall Street Journal to the National Enquirer.
Thank you. Dan, I just talked to the controller at the airport. Roth's plane left at 10 a.m. for Los Angeles. 2 minutes later, it dropped below radar level, and they haven't heard from him since. You know what I'm saying?
You mean the plane's missing?
No, don't worry. He does it all the time to cover his tracks. He probably had no intention of going to L.A.
So you think everything's okay?
This doesn't make any sense. I mean, I know Slick would not leave town without talking to me. Unless...
Unless he was forced to.
No, that's crazy. Nobody makes Philip Roth do anything.
Dan, who's this new Rodmore guy? Where's he coming from?
J.T. Rodmore? It's a good question. Why don't you call our contacts in Reno, Tahoe, and Atlantic City? If Slick put him in charge of a casino, he's got to have a casino background, right?
You want me to call Lieutenant Nelson and see if Rodmore has a record?
I don't even get to call the shots around here anymore.
We're a well-trained team, Coach. Now, what are you gonna do?
Well, there are only 3 people in this town Slick might trust completely. Maybe they know where he is, huh? And I'll start with Rosie. Hey, Dino.
Dan the man, you still keeping the streets safe for us, huh?
Well, I'm dying from trying. You happen to see our favorite bookie around?
Rosie? Oh, he's in his office, still taking bets. But you go there on your own risk now.
I will. Hey, I caught you on the telly the other night. Don't you get tired of being sensational?
I hope the Nielsen people hear about that, and thank you.
You bet.
Hey, speaking of bets, Dan, put a C note for me on Scotch malt in the 3rd, right on the nose.
Scotch malt, huh? Is that a hot tip?
No, it's a cold drink, Dan. Just make the bet, huh?
Everybody loves somebody sometime.
Across the board, and give me big blue in the 4th and put 5 big ones on it. Nosing for me. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I hear that Dominic Driver's been scratched, so give me Sterling late in the 1st to show. Yeah.
Hey, Rosie, I gotta talk to you.
Hold on. Look, man, I'm trying to play some bets. I only got 5 minutes before post time. Why did you always come at the wrong time, Dan? Right when I'm feeling luck and winning. You always try to break my lucky
I'm sorry,
streak.
Rosie, but it's important. I wouldn't bother you if it wasn't important.
So is my livelihood important, Brother Daniel. Would you please lead just for once and all, please?
Hey, what about your friends? Philip Roth, he's in trouble.
I'll call you back. What kind of trouble?
I don't know, he disappeared. When'd you see him last?
Saw him last night. He and I caught Dino's show at the Grand.
Well, what was his mood? How did he seem? Was he himself?
Yeah, he was zinging around, having a lot of fun until he got that call from some cat called J.T.
Yeah, J.T. Rodmore. What about him?
Well, after hearing from him, he started making calls to his buddies, trying to find out who's backing this J.T. dude. But they ain't never heard of nobody with that name. So, he started making some kind of excuse, but he had to leave, so he took the tip and split.
Did he happen to say where he was going?
No, but I know where he was going to finish. Because at midnight, he was supposed to have a pool game with the fat man.
That's right, every Tuesday. Listen, if you hear anything or if you hear from Slick, you let me know, all right?
You got it, brother.
Oh, by the way, Dino wants you to put a C note for him on Scotch malt in the 3rd.
Scotch malt, that old nag? You got it. All right, little ponies. Run sweet for you, Daddy.
Dantana Investigations.
Anything on Rodmore?
No. Why, you may ask? There is no J.T. Rodmore. You made him up. He does not exist as a human person.
Let's find out if Rodmore had a military record. Try our contacts at the services, then try Social Security, and then the DMV, whatever.
It's your phone, Bill.
Beatrice, how many times do I have to tell you not to polish your nails by the desk? You spill that junk on the floor, it'll never come out.
I'm sorry.
Talk to you later.
Everybody knows I'm the greatest pool player in the world. That's why I banked this for a cushion instead of shooting it straight in. Right. Now, you all know who the greatest hustler in this town is.
Who's this guy over here, though?
That's my protege, Jimmy Matai.
Jimmy.
Tremendous player.
Yeah, I know. Following in this guy's footsteps, right?
I've got to take bigger strides. You got to get some meat on them bones so you can make the game ball for the cheese, Junior.
Come here, I want to talk to you. Now, what can you tell me about Philip Roth?
Sure, he shoots a pretty neat game for an amateur. Because I taught him.
Yeah, naturally. You guys shoot last night?
Sure, like every Tuesday. He seemed quiet, like he had something on his mind. But I didn't ask him anything.
He didn't say anything about going away.
Not a word. Why would he leave town before my shootout with Moscone?
Yeah, it's not like Slick to let his friends down.
Did you check with Denise?
The choreographer at the Tropicana?
Yeah, when he left me, he said he was going to see her.
Thought that affair was over years ago.
Oh, yeah, the romance, but not the friendship. They stayed good buddies.
Be darned, that's something I didn't know about Slick.
Nobody knows everything about anybody, Daniel.
Jimmy, mind if I try that? Do you mind? How about that?
It's obvious he's talking to Roth's closest confidant, trying to find out where he's gone. Meanwhile, his secretary and the guy that does his legwork have been on the phone to half the world trying to find out who you are. What do you want me to do about it?
Nothing. Look, if Tanner's as good as they say he is, he very well may locate Mr. Roth, and it wouldn't hurt for us to know where he is and what, if anything, he's planning. You stick with Tanner.
Got it.
Okay, girls, come on, get your act together. One more time. Andy, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Take 5, girls. Hi, darling.
Hi.
I knew you'd be here.
I know you know.
He said you would be.
Yep, we're gonna talk.
Well, he made me promise not to tell you anything.
Denise, he's in trouble. I mean, he's in real trouble this time.
Okay. We spent the night together. He needed a friend.
Did he tell you what was bothering him? I mean, where he was going, why he was going, anything?
No, but he was so restless and lonely. Not like himself at all. He said he had to leave town, that he'd keep in touch. But he didn't tell me a thing. Even when he called this morning, all he said was that...
Wait a second, he called you this morning?
Yeah? On the limo phone, around 9:30.
How do you know it was on the limo phone?
Well, it sounds different. I could hear the traffic noises.
Thanks, Denise.
Dan? Help him.
Okay, back to work, girls. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hi, Oscar.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tanner.
Oscar, you drove Mr. Roth this morning, right?
Yes, sir, to the airport.
Was there anybody with him?
Just his pilot, Captain Decker. The second officer, Mr. McLaren, met us at the plane.
Yeah, did you hear him say where they were going?
Mr. Tanner, I don't listen to my employer's conversations.
Oscar, look at it this way. You've been looking after Mr. Roth's personal safety on hostile highways for 11 years. I just want to make sure he's going to be okay on this trip without you. I need your help, Oscar.
Well, Mr. Tanner, when you put it that way, I must say I'd never quite thought of it in those terms. They seem to have said Washington. That is, I just happened to hear them mention a private airstrip near Washington, D.C. It really doesn't make any sense, does it, sir?
No, Oscar, it doesn't. Doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, do you happen to know where he's staying? I see. All right, thanks, Josh. I owe you one. Well, according to the FBI, Roth arrived in Washington, D.C. early this afternoon. He went from the airport to the Senate office building. From there to the Justice Department. Then he went to the White House.
Some vacation.
Well, at least we know he's okay.
Pretty high-level sightseeing, wouldn't you say, Lieutenant?
Philip Roth's an important man. He's a national figure.
But he's not political. You know that, Dave.
Yeah, I know that, Dan. It puzzles me, too. But I can't take any action until I have positive proof that a crime has been committed.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock in Washington. It's too late. Call Dick Cavilla to the Justice Department tomorrow morning. Find out who Slick talked to at the Senate and the Justice Department and the White House.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that. Well, you can remind him that I'm the high school center who opened the holes that allowed him to gain 1,000 yards and win a scholarship to Harvard. I think that'll help.
Got it. Anything else?
Well, as of now, I am off duty, so I would like to continue this conversation over cool beer at Cohen and Kelly's. I'll even buy it.
Certainly will. Dave?
Yeah?
It's the 4th time today I've seen that van.
Why, is somebody tailing you?
Not exactly. He hasn't stayed close enough.
Yeah.
You take the front. Dave?
Yeah? There it is. Any ideas?
Just one. J.T. Rodmer. You give B a ride home?
Yeah, but whoa, easy, buddy. Don't go busting in
You're just
there.
gonna return some private property.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Tanner, hold it right there. J.T. Rodmore's busy and he won't see anybody right now, especially you.
He's not that busy. Really, these belong to you. Your boy ought to be a little more careful where he leaves them.
I told him you were good, Mr.
I don't want compliments, Mr. Rodmore. I want an explanation. Why?
Because.
Why because?
Hold it. Because I don't want you involved in certain matters that don't concern you.
Philip Roth concerns me.
And obviously you don't want to hurt him.
Maybe you better run that by a little more clearly.
You spoken with Philip lately? Let's call him right now.
I don't know where Philip Roth is, and you know it.
You'll have to take my word for it. Your
Take
actions
your
will
word
only...
for it.
They'll
You
only bring
don't
harm.
Exist. Nobody in the gambling world has ever heard of you, Mr. Rodmore. I wouldn't take your word for it. He had it set to music by the Mormon Tabernacle Choir.
Take a look at that. You recognize Philip Roth's signature? Appointing me as executive director of the Roth Empire? Giving me his power of attorney?
Now, you hear me. I'll find out what you did to make him sign that. You can bet on it.
Hey! Now, you look at Mr. Tanner. I know you're trying to help a friend, but in fact, your persistence may put his life on the line. Now, you've proven your abilities. You accept the situation. And you let it go, Mr. Tanner.
Stuff it, Rodmore.
Well, everything that Mr. Roth said about Tanner seems to be true.
More important, nobody Philip Roth knows can hurt us. As long as I've got that tape.
Who is it?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Come on in.
Dan, I know it's late, but I want to talk to you. Philip sent me.
Slick sent you.
Look, I have to talk fast. You do remember that I was Philip's secretary for years.
Yes, and I also know that you left his employ about 3 years ago.
Did he tell you why I left him?
No.
Well, it never got private enough. I fell in love with him, never fell out.
Well, everybody loves Slick.
Does that include you, Dan?
I think you know the answer to that.
Okay. And look at this. I just came from Washington.
Looks like Slick's. I remember him telling me his grandfather gave it to him.
Wrong. You know better than that. He won it in a 3-day poker marathon, 1958, Havana, Cuba.
Just testing. It's an old habit. Dear Daniel, you remember Elizabeth. Please believe every word she tells you, Slick.
We don't have much time. In precisely 1 minute, that phone's going to ring. It will be Philip Roth from Washington. He's not under duress of any kind. He's not being held by anyone, and he's not being forced to do anything against his will. It's imperative that you believe that before you speak to him. Listen to him.
I'll listen.
He'll have to be as brief as he can. That phone could be tapped from either end. Afterwards, I'm not to leave until you give me your answer.
Like I said, I'll listen. Slick?
Daniel, is Elizabeth with you?
Yeah, she's here.
Okay, well then I hope by now she's convinced you that I'm not Rich Little or a recording, but it's me, Slick. Do you believe it?
Yeah, so what are the names of the 2 race horses you didn't buy last month?
Paris Red and Tony T. Huh? Okay? Now you listen to me. Stop antagonizing this JT, will you? Stay out of everybody's way. You're just causing a lot of waves and a lot of trouble. There's a lot going on, and I don't want you meddling into it. It's bigger than life and death. Now, make sure that Elizabeth is on the morning plane, okay? This is important.
Well, it doesn't appear that I have much choice.
You don't have any choice. And you're costing me money talking to me long distance. Good night.
I'm going to rewind it and play it back to you, sir.
Make sure that Elizabeth is on the morning plane, okay? This is important.
Well, it doesn't appear that I have much choice.
You don't have any choice.
Pick her up. She obviously knows where our Mr. Roth is. Maybe what he's planning.
What about Tanner?
Do what you have to.
Yes, sir.
same van. Rodmore's at it again.
The van's in position. She's all yours.
He's trying to run us off the road.
Operator, this is Dan Tanner. It's an emergency. Please call Las Vegas Metro. There's an attempted homicide by a motor vehicle on Sunrise Highway headed west.
Stay in front of him.
Look out, come on, good this. Just hang on. Almost got him. Look out!
There's the van.
Elizabeth?
Nice work, old buddy. Haven't you ever heard of doorknobs?
I want Rodmore. Where is he?
He's not here, but I am, and I'm asking you to leave.
You're asking me to leave? Well, I want Rodmore, and you're waiting here, and you're asking me to leave? What are you doing, protecting him, Dave?
It's my job, Tanner. Now, Mr. Rodmore filed a complaint against you, said that you busted in here, threatened him, and said you'd be back. Obviously, he was right.
I'm back because he sent his goons after me, and a girl's in intensive care.
I know all about it. The incident is under investigation. There's been no break in the case yet.
You give me Rodmore, and I'll give you a break.
What do you want from me? Do I have to arrest you to make you leave here?
Why don't you do that, Dave? Read me my rights. Arrest me. And make me understand why you're doing this and how you can do it and still call yourself a friend of mine. And a friend of Philip Roth's. Yeah, arrest me, Dave.
Well, good Lord knows you've given me cause. Storming in here like the Lone Ranger.
Well, take me in for disturbing the peace, huh?
All right, Dan. You get yourself together and let's go now.
Yeah, good. Take me downtown.
All right, Dan, let's have it. I didn't mind playing that scene with you upstairs, but what's it all about? Losing your cool, busting down a door? What the hell were you really doing in there?
Didn't fool you for a minute, did I? It's from Rodmore's desk. He handles it all the time. Maybe you can check it for prints. We'll find out who he really is.
Drop me at Metro.
Tanner.
We got lucky on those prints on the paperweight. We got a driving license matchup from a computer. His name is Jonathan Tolbert Rodmore, attorney at law. He's a partner in a law firm of Rodmore, Dressler, and Cooper, Washington, D.C.
Washington?
That's right. And I, like everyone else, think he's legit. So I'm giving you fair warning, old buddy. If he calls me again to complain about you, I'm going to respond just as I did before.
Thanks, Dave. Don't even breathe.
Do you mind if my heart goes bumpity bump?
Slick?
Yeah. Did you put it away?
I put it away. Hey.
Oh.
Hey, Slick.
How are you?
Hey, how are you? How'd you get in here? Where'd you get the key?
What are you talking about? How quickly you forget. I'm your landlord. You rent this place from me. I got a master key.
Yeah.
This place is filthy.
You put on some weight?
What weight? No weight. It's a bulletproof vest. It's guaranteed to stop anything up to a 38, or you get your money back.
Why are you wearing it?
Later, okay? How's Elizabeth?
News travels fast.
I got spies.
Yeah, so it seems. She's gonna be fine. Slick, what's this all about?
It's hard for me to explain. It's very difficult to I had no choice. Where's your drinks?
Over there. Nobody. Not J.D. Rodmore.
How do you open this thing?
Not the Queen of England. Gives Philip Roth no choice. Really? Really. For what it's worth, I don't doubt for a minute you'd kill anybody who tried.
I did try. But I wouldn't pull the trigger.
Slick, what does this guy have on you anyway?
Not just me. And it's not as simple as that. His name ain't Rodmore. They changed it years ago. His name is Roth. He's my brother. The only thing we had in common, my kid brother and me, was that we both came from the ghetto. I was out hustling, trying to make a couple of bucks. I'd give it to my mother, okay? She'd put every penny she could away. Wouldn't buy herself nothing. And she put it away for my kid brother so he could have a good education. I went ahead and did my own thing, you know. I got in a little trouble, so I jumped ship and I went to Cuba. That's where I learned my trade.
And got rich.
That was 58 BC, before Castro. Then Castro kicked out Batista. I came back and I went and looked up my fancy brother, the attorney in Washington, D.C. He could have been a senator, you know, really important in the government. They found out that his brother was a gambler, and they dropped him. I mean, imagine your own brother ruining your career. I tried to get in touch with him. Nothing. Wouldn't give me the time of the day, wouldn't talk to me. Until one day, one of his clients, a very important one in the administration, died, and he left this tape recording.
What kind of tape recording?
It was nothing, stupid.
What was on the tape, Slick? You don't have to tell me anymore, Slick. I could put it all together for you now. I know a lot of people kid you about your patriotic baloney. But it's real stuff with you. I know. I know a lot of things about you, Slick.
You do, huh?
Yep. Now, you spent a lot of time in Cuba. Consulted with President Batista. You don't remember telling me about visiting the presidential palace, do you?
Obviously, I talk too much.
Yeah. And that taped conversation. The one your brother's client recorded? Slick, I want you to tell me I'm wrong, that I'm crazy. Because I got this feeling that when you got back from Havana, that you got this call from the White House for a little conference. Because you were an expert on Cuba. Who our friends were. Maybe the layout of the presidential palace. Fidel Castro's palace. The meeting was the planning of the assassination of Fidel Castro, right?
No, not planning. Discussing, maybe. But it was rejected, unanimously.
But that's what was on that tape. And it was made public.
My brother, one thing he knows about me, pal. He knows that I'd do anything I could to help my country out.
So you had the original tape destroyed. And now you're going after the copy, right?
That's my plan.
That's our plan.
Okay, our plan.
Telephone call from Mr. Woodward. Mr. Forrest Woodward. Paging Mr. Cohen. Mr. Bert Cohen. Telephone call from Mr. Woodward. Mr. Forrest Woodward.
Dan, all systems are go.
Okay, Benja, here we go.
You know how to fly this thing?
Like old times, Slick. We're just gonna pull together.
Yeah, like we always do.
Oh, this vest weighs a ton.
Is this gonna work?
Slick, come on, just trust me.
Okay.
Okay, what?
All right, first you want to do is grab that hook.
Wait a minute, I haven't got a hook. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got a hook. What do I do with it?
And put it on here, like that, just in case. Then we got two buttons. One says up, one says down. We want the one that goes up. Okay, here we go. Push the button.
No. Oh! Sorry. Excuse me, here. Oh, no. You're not in there, are you, Dan?
You do remember the combination.
Are you kidding?
Dan, answer the phone. Answer the phone!
Let's get out of here.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
Get out of here.
We're not going that way. We're going out the front door.
Dressed like this?
I own this hotel again. This is in fashion. Come on.
Well, Philip, this is perfect. This couldn't be better. I come into my office, find two intruders. They lunge at me, and I'm forced to shoot them. Both.
Look at him. Try and act like a big-time gangster. The Harvard lawyer. Shoot them both, huh?
You couldn't step on a cockroach.
Hey, Slick, take it easy. That's not a 38.
I could have shot you, but I didn't. You couldn't shoot nothing.
I'm stronger than you are, Philip. I always was. I can do it. And I will.
You were always gutless, even when you was a kid. You know something?
Don't push it, Phil.
I don't think I ever liked you, really.
One more step.
Slick.
Go ahead! Blow me away!
Slick! I'm all right. What are you doing here? Get the tape.
Are you crazy? You work for me? I'm off duty. I got the tape. This is my hotel. You're trespassing. So call security. Have them cut me down like I cut down your own brother.
You don't understand. He deserved what he got.
It was nothing. He ruined me. He ruined my life. I hate to ruin your day, Rodmore, but your brother's not dead. And something tells me he's not gonna go your bail. Now give me the tape.
Did you tell him that I called you on the limo phone?
Yes.
You're a big man.
I was only trying to help. What are buddies for?
Well, you're my buddy. Climb in, dear.
Dan, something's been bothering me.
Really, something's been bothering me.
What's that, Pete? Huh?
No, remember when we were on the phone?
Uh-huh.
How'd you know I was doing my nails? Binzer said you're psychic, are you?
No, B, I'm just a working detective. And I detected from Binzer's voice on the phone that he was straining to maybe move something heavy or open something, you know. And then he kind of gave a gasp, like I do when I get a whiff of your nail polish.
Oh, elementary, huh?
No, actually, it's very difficult. And that's why he pays me big money.
To the four of us. Come in. just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate what you've done for me. You know, we've been together for such a long time. Thank you.
Hey, you're not gonna get mushy, are you?
No. But this business with my brother, you know. Him ending up in a slammer like that, you know, really was a wrencher.
Yeah.
It was funny. You know, you mean more to me than he ever did. You're more of a brother than he ever was.
I thought you said you weren't gonna get mushy.